Hi everyone, it's ASKA here. In this video, I'll introduce 3 techniques for nail salons. I will show you 3 techniques including how to do fill-in using base gel when changing the nail polish, how to apply color gel so that it does not become uneven, how to conceal the border of your nail to make them less noticeable. This video will help you improve your skills, so please watch until the end. Okay, let's get started. Have any of you ever noticed your natural nails thinning or becoming more prone to breakage as you regularly do gel polish? There are 2 primary reasons for nails becoming thin after starting gel polish. The first reason is the remover. The remover used to take off gel polish contains a component called acetone. While acetone softens the gel, it also has the effect of stripping the skin of its oils and moisture. So every time you remove the gel, the oils and moisture from the nails are taken away, leading to dryness and thinner nails. The second cause is excessive filing. Light filing is done on the surface of the natural nails before applying gel to ensure better adhesion and longevity. But excessive filing or removing more than you need to can lead to a gradual thinning of the natural nails. These are the 2 main factors that contribute to natural nails thinning. The method I'm introducing today is called fill-in, and this method doesn't use remover and excessive filing, both of which contribute to thinning nails. This method involves using a nail drill to remove gel without the need for a remover. Gel nails consist of 3 layers: the base coat, color gel, and top coat. But removing all 3 layers each time accumulates damage, leading to nails thinning. But by using a nail drill, only the top coat and color gel layers are removed, leaving the base coat intact. By leaving the base coat, you minimize the stress on the natural nails while still being able to change up your nail color and design. This fill-in method has become a standard in nail salons these days, but it may be a challenging technique for people who do their own nails. But with the right techniques, you can reduce the time spent on self-nailing by a lot. So take this opportunity to give it a try. Okay, let's start by looking at how to use a nail drill for removal. If you don't have a nail drill, you can also use a file to remove the gel too. But using a file takes more time compared to a nail drill, so if you want to finish quickly, consider investing in a nail drill. First, attach the bit for removal to the nail drill. Next, turn on the machine and start filing away the layers of top coat and color gel. Start by filing from the thicker middle part of the nail. File in one direction towards the nail tip. Also, make sure the rotation direction of the bit is set correctly, as it won't work if it's spinning in reverse, so set it in this direction. As the top coat layer disappears, the filing residue turns into the color of the gel. Stop filing when the color gel is no longer visible. Do not file further in this area. Move to the adjacent section and continue filing in the same way. Once you file middle part, switch to a final bit. You should start by using a coarse bit around 150 grit. And once you file to a certain extent, switch to a final 180 to 200 grit to prevent overfiling. Use this bit to file away the remaining color gel. From here, be careful not to file the base coat excessively and focus on filing only the color gel. The key is not to apply too much pressure and to avoid filing the same area over and over. Once you finish filing the middle, file the base and both sides of the nail. This area is thinner than the middle part of you filed, so be more careful when filing. If you are right-handed, start filing from the base of the nail, using the tip of the bit to file towards the left side. Since the right side is harder to file, use the side of the bit. It may be difficult to file in this direction depending on whether you are right or left-handed. So change the rotation direction and movement direction of the bit while filing. We've successfully removed only the top coat and color gel using this method. Next, let's take a look at the nails that have been filed from the side. Immediately after finishing the application of gel polish, the center of the nail is at its highest point. As your natural nails grow, this elevated position also shifts slightly away from the center. If you continue to apply the base coat in this way, the elevated part will move to the tip, and only the nail tip will be thick. To prevent this, lightly file and smooth out this elevated part. Using the same 180 grit bit as before, this time move it horizontally while removing the excess base coat. Here we only file the elevated part, so make sure not to use the bit on the base or sides of the nail. We are only filing just a little, so be careful not to overdo it. Also, if you noticed areas where the base coat appears whitish and raised, don't leave it untouched. Make sure to remove it. Once you have filed the center of the nail by a little, the removal process is complete. Next, let me show you how to apply base coat for fill-ins. When doing a fill-in using a nail drill, there's a risk of overfiling. So it's crucial to create a slight allowance in the base coat by applying some extra gel to prevent this. So before applying the base coat, trim the length of the nails, perform nail care, lightly file where the natural nails have grown, and remove oil with ethanol. Next, we'll apply the base coat. The groundwork for the fill-in using the base coat to shape the nails follows the same method as demonstrated in this video. However, when doing fill-in, it is recommended to use a semi-hard gel that sits firmer than the soft type gel that can be softened with remover. First, take a small amount of base coat on the brush and apply the gel by rubbing it into the surface scratches. The purpose of the first coat is to ensure the gel adheres to the nail, so apply it thinly enough to have a slightly streaky texture. After application, the surface may look rough, but cure it as it is. Next, take double the amount of the first coat on the brush and apply the second coat. Once placed in the middle of the nail, touch only the surface of the gel with the brush and move it towards the tip of the nail. Similarly, using the surface tension of the gel, guide it towards the tip of the nail. Once the line in the middle of the nail is formed, similarly guide the gel to both sides. Applying too much pressure or holding the brush upright can create uneven surface in the gel. To prevent this, avoid putting excessive force on the brush tips and instead, move the brush parallel to the nail without tilting to achieve a smoother application. The key is to approach it with the sensation of not directly applying the gel, but rather touching only its surface and guiding it with the help of surface tension. After finishing the application, flip your hand upside down, and this time, use gravity to gather the base gel to the center of the nail. After 5 to 10 seconds, inspect the nail's surface to ensure it is smooth and free to any bumps or imperfections using a light source. If the surface is smooth and glossy, let it cure. The base for the fill-in is now complete. Now proceed by applying color gel or nail art on top and finish it off with a top coat. Because we created a slight allowance of extra gel, even if you happen to file too much during the next removal, it's okay. It also creates an appealing base from which allows for the application of color gel without any unevenness. It's not the easiest technique, but mastering it can take your skills to the next level, so I encourage everyone to give it a go. Pastel colors are typical colors that are prone to uneven coloring. Pastel colors such as pale pink, yellow, and green are popular in spring. These pastel colors are characterized by a lot of white in all of them, such as pink and white, yellow and white, and green and white. The more white pigment there is, the more noticeable the unevenness in the coating will be. Other colors that tend to show uneven coloring include sheer gels and dark gels. But this time, I will introduce how to apply without unevenness using pastel colors, which are the most noticeable. First of all, there are some points to remember to ensure that the gel is applied evenly before applying the gel polish. That is, stir the color gel before applying the gel. If you haven't used it for a while, the clear gel and pigment may separate. In most cases, the pigment sinks to the bottom and the clear gel comes to the top. If you apply it with a brush in this separate state, uneven coloring will occur no matter how well you move the brush. Therefore, before applying gel, be sure to stir slowly with a toothpick or a spatula. If you mix vigorously, fine bubbles will get in. So the key is to stir slowly and gently. There is another point to keep in mind before applying gel. That is to make sure the brush you are using is soft. Brushes that have not been used for a while can be hard, like this. If you use it in this state, not only will it not cause uneven coloring, but it will actually cause uneven coloring. Therefore, if your brush has become hard, soak it in ethanol to soften it before using it. Also, after washing with ethanol, it will dry out and become brittle, which can also cause uneven coloring. Therefore, soak the brush in a clear gel such as a base coat. Lightly wipe off excess gel with kitchen paper, and then start painting. This completes the preparations to prevent uneven coloring. Okay, let's take a look at how to apply without uneven coloring. First, start with the base coat. Of course, how you apply the color is important, but preparing the base coat is just as important. The reason is that if the surface of the nail is uneven, the gel will flow into the dented areas and will be thinner on the protruding areas, causing uneven coloring. Therefore, when applying the base coat, try to apply it so that the surface is smooth and does not become uneven. While applying the base gel with a brush, try not to squash the gel and use the surface tension to guide the gel along the surface of the nail. This video explains how to apply this base gel method in more detail, so please take a look. After applying the base gel in this way and making the surface of the nail smooth, harden it with a nail light. Next, let's apply pastel colors which are prone to uneven coloring. Don't worry about uneven coloring in the first coat. Just focus on painting the outline beautifully. If the U-shaped line is uneven like this, use a long thin line brush to slowly trace it to fix it. Also, you may be tempted to apply a lot of color to avoid uneven coloring, but you should avoid this too. Pastel colors in particular contain a lot of pigment, so they are prone to poor curing because light does not reach them easily. Therefore, first of all, make sure to apply a beautiful outline and then apply the color in thin layers. Don't worry about unevenness in the first coat and let it harden as it is. Next, apply the second coat. Apply the second coat in the same way as the first coat. Also, if you apply the brush vertically, it will gouge the gel and cause uneven coloring. So move the brush parallel to the nail. This is what it looks like after the second coat. You can still see some uneven coloring and vertical streaks. We'll get rid of these uneven colors with the third coat, so for now, let's just let it harden. Now, let me introduce a little trick. Before applying the third coat, mix clear gel with the color gel you just applied. It's recommended to use a clear gel that is as smooth and soft as possible. Mix color gel and this clear gel in a ratio of about 2:1. By mixing this soft clear gel with the color gel, the texture will change to a soft, fluffy gel. This soft gel will create a smooth surface by itself due to a force of gravity, which is called self-leveling. This soft gel will cover any unevenness or color unevenness, making them all disappear. In order to maximize the power of self-leveling, lay the brush flat and apply it softly without pushing too much pressure on it. Once you've applied it beautifully without any unevenness, let it harden. Finally, finish by applying a no-wipe top coat. Top coat also helps to make uneven coloring less noticeable. If your nails are uneven, the coloring will look uneven depending on the light. So here too, lay the brush flat to prevent the surface from becoming uneven. Once you've applied it all over, let it harden. This completes the process. I was able to paint pastel colors which are prone to uneven coloring beautifully. How did you find the method of application that prevents uneven coloring? By mixing the gel, keeping the brush soft, and applying a third coat with clear gel mixed in. It becomes less likely to cause uneven coloring, so please give it a try. When you apply translucent color gel to your nails, the border between the white part at the tip of your nail and the pink part that adheres to your finger can be noticeable. This border is especially noticeable when you have a clear base design. Even if it doesn't affect the design when you apply it to a clear tip, when you put it on your nail, this border can sometimes get in the way of the design. In cases like this, it is recommended to use gel to blur the border and conceal it. It is the same method as using concealer to hide blemishes and freckles when applying makeup. Knowing this will help you level up your nail skills, so please refer to it. Before starting, you should do nail care and apply a base coat and let it cure. Now, prepare the gel to blur the border. A translucent beige color is recommended. First, take this beige color with a brush and apply it to the border. Spread it out so that it covers the borders with the width roughly the same as the brush. Next, we will use a brush designed specifically for gradation. This is a very unusual brush with different amounts of bristles in the top and bottom sections. And this part of the tip is used to create gradations. Of course, you can create a gradation with a regular brush, but if you're not good at gradation, this brush is worth trying. Now, let's use this brush to create a gradation. Use the brush to blend only both ends of the page that you applied earlier. Tap gently and lightly without putting too much pressure on the tip of the brush. Move sideways while tapping lightly. When you reach the end of the nail, wipe off the gel on the brush with kitchen paper. Then, tap a little lower than before. This will create a natural gradation. Once you finish one side, do the same thing on the other side to create a gradation. After you blurred both sides, harden them with a nail light. If it's still see-through after one coat, do it again to blur the border. And that's it. The borders of the nails were softly blurred and naturally hidden. After this, you can apply a similar translucent color gel to the entire nail. Or do clear nail art, and the border will not be noticeable. You can also use the same concealing method to make the border less noticeable when you attach clear nail tips to your nails to extend its length. It's a little trick, but if you apply concealing before applying color gel or before doing nail art, you can get a professional finish, so please try it. Thank you for watching. If this video was helpful to you, please hit the like button. And if you like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye.